Minnesota, the state that sits right next to me on my west. Sometimes, Minnesota, you really surprise me. And then other times, you just fucking make me go facepalm. You are my neighbor. Oh, my God. The people over there. Why do people install these Republicans who are fucking nut bar crazies? Really? There's a Republican legislator. His name is State Republican Glenn Gruenhagen. I'm totally murdering his name. I don't even know how the man pronounces his own last name. He's apparently wants to make sure that people who want to get married, same-sex couples, are not allowed to get married because he's got this whole religious thing going on in his head that gay people are a natural whatever. And then he came up with this. He said this. He says, when we're talking about gay marriage, we're not talking about an immutable characteristic like color of skin, okay? The human genome map was completed in 2003. There is no gay gene, okay? So the concept that you're born that way is an immutable characteristic, is an unscientific lie. This guy knows absolutely nothing about biology. It's not so much that they're learning so much more about why people are when they're born gay than we've ever had before, because we actually have the technology to research this. I mean, we research everything else. Why not that? There is, from what the information I found out about people who are born gay, many times what happens is that when the baby is being gestated, or the fetus is being gestated, that the mother's hormones have a lot to do with how that ends up. It's like if you have like several boys and then you have the last one, then the hormones say, okay, well, you're going to be more feminine because they're trying to produce a girl in that case. At least that's from the way I've read it, or not read it, but the way I've learned about it. So the mother hormones help the sex of the child ultimately. If I'm wrong, someone correct me. But this guy, he's such a nut job. Why do they keep putting this guy into office? Or why do we keep putting people like this in office, I should say? Joe, your thoughts?
I love hearing non-scientists telling us what is and isn't scientific.
Right.
According to this article, this guy, Minnesota State Representative Glenn Gruenhagen, which sounds like an ice cream,
I'm glad you were able to. I'm glad you were able to pronounce his last name because I certainly can't.
Gruenhagen.
It's fun to say.
Gruenhagen.
It does sound like an ice cream. I'm gonna go get me some Gruenhagen after the show.
You can't get the rainbow swirl though. He's anti-gay.
Damn it! I'll get some other ones and throw them in there. Some strawberry and chocolate and the whole 9 yards, and I'll make it gay.
Neapolitan.
It'll be gay when I'm done with it.
That's right.
But yeah, he has a history of being opposed to equal rights and science.
Yes.
I don't know if you mentioned this or not, but he ridiculed biologists and sexuality expert Alfred Kinsey.
Yeah, no, I didn't read that part. I read it here, but I didn't talk about it. Yeah,
and he even said that the concept of sexual orientation was invented by Sigmund Freud, who, in his words, is a moron and a pervert.
Yeah.
So this guy is not an authority on science. He is instead allowing his own beliefs and bigotry to cloud his understanding of what he thinks is scientific.
Right, yeah. Yeah, and the thing was, he wants all the research that was done by Alfred Kinsey, he wants it all destroyed.
Oh, okay. So to better understand things, we should have less research.
Right. That's how we understand things. Because what's that, Medusa?
Fahrenheit 451. Burn the books.
Oh, yeah. He wants to repeat the Library of Alexandria. That's what's going on here.
Oh, Joe, I've got to get you that. I haven't forgotten, darling.
I don't understand. Great. That's what I really don't understand about these religious nuts. They keep wanting to set the clock back and send us back to the Stone Age. Fuck you, people. We're not going back to the Stone Age. We're not going back. No, not going back.
They didn't have ice cream in the Stone Age.
That's right. Yeah, no ice cream. I suppose there's someone that would give up ice cream to go backwards. Not me. Not me. Nope. Medusa, your thoughts?
Apparently they keep electing schmoes like this into office because this is the popular opinion in the state. I hate to say it,
Yeah.
but it's a reflection of the voters in that state. And what, 40, maybe, if we're lucky, 50% of voters show up. So you get who you get by not voting. You know what I'm saying? You
Yeah.
can't complain about it. This is who the people who don't vote, this is who they want.
Right.
You know, and they're living vicariously through the people who are electing him, which doesn't say a lot for Minnesota.
Yeah.
I would not want to visit that state.
Well, it's actually I have to go there. I've had to go there occasionally in the past because of my job, and it's actually a very pretty state. And there's a lot of nice.
It.
Yeah. There's a lot of interesting things you can see there, but I would not.
I avoid Arizona.
Well, it's easy for me to avoid Arizona. I'm nowhere near there.
Well, when I'm driving your way, I avoid certain states.
Yeah, well, you don't have to drive through Arizona to get to Wisconsin. You know, you can go over it.
I do go over it.
Oh, there you go.
Yes.
In fact, you go over it. You tell them. When you get on an airplane, you tell them just go. Don't even go over Arizona. You just go around it. Don't fly near it. You're gonna script everything. No, I'm just kidding.
Give me a cocktail and I'll fly this plane.
Yeah, I like Minnesota. I really do, but I wouldn't want to live there. Not with people like this in charge. I don't. You know, and quite frankly, with Walker in office here, I barely want to even live here anymore. Really.
And that's my point. You know.
Yeah.
And I can't toot my horn about California's senators either at this point. So.
Yeah, I hear you. I hear you there. Nate, your thoughts?
Well, I find it interesting that he made that comment long after the election. I doubt he would have been able to get away with that, last October or November, especially when you see what happened to Mr. Todd, legitimate rape Aiken. So,
oh, yeah.
Just it's very interesting what people will do right after an election, hoping that people will forget about it in another year or two. But it's absolutely insane that people are still not only thinking these types of thoughts, but they actually have a microphone that they can get on the microphone and just broadcast it to everyone. It's ridiculous.
Yeah.